Tonight, sometime while you're trying to fall asleep, your brain is going to do something strange. Out of nowhere, with absolutely no warning, it will suddenly remind you of something embarrassing you did years ago. Maybe it was a stupid joke nobody laughed at. Maybe it was the time you waved at someone who wasn't waving at you. Maybe your voice cracked during a presentation. Or maybe it was something so small that nobody else on earth even remembers it happened. But your brain remembers. Not just the memory itself, but the feeling. The heat in your face, the panic in your chest, the urge to disappear from existence. And the weirdest part is this. Your body reacts as if the danger is still happening right now. Your stomach tightens, your heart rate changes, you physically cringe at something that happened 10 years ago as if it happened 5 seconds ago. Why? Why does the human brain preserve embarrassing moments with such insane accuracy while forgetting thousands of completely normal days? You can forget conversations, birthdays, and entire weeks of your life, but your brain will replay one awkward sentence forever. The answer begins long before schools, offices, social media, or modern civilization. Because for almost all of human history, embarrassment wasn't just emotionally painful, it was dangerous. Humans evolved in extremely small tribes, usually between 50 and 150 people. That was your entire world. No cities, no internet, no giant populations, just your group. And if those people rejected you, you were in serious trouble. Anthropologists studying hunter-gatherer societies found that isolated humans rarely survived long alone. Humans survived because humans cooperated. We are physically weak compared to most predators. A wolf can track prey better than you. A bear is stronger than you. A leopard is faster than you. But humans developed something else, social intelligence. Our survival depended on belonging, which meant evolution built a brain obsessed with social mistakes. Embarrassment is not a flaw in human psychology. It's an ancient survival mechanism. Your brain developed embarrassment for the same reason your body developed pain. Physical pain prevents dangerous physical behavior. Embarrassment prevents dangerous social behavior. At its core, embarrassment is your brain sounding an alarm. It's your nervous system saying, "Careful, that behavior might damage your position in the group." And status mattered enormously. Humans with stronger social bonds had better protection, more allies, and better chances of survival, which meant the brain needed a way to discourage socially risky behavior. So evolution created emotional pain. Neuroscientists have discovered that emotionally intense experiences are stored differently than ordinary memories, especially experiences involving shame or rejection. When embarrassing moments happen, your brain releases stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. These chemicals strengthen memory formation. In simple terms, your brain records embarrassment in high definition, not because your brain hates you, but because your brain thinks it's protecting you. But here's where things become strange. Your brain cannot fully distinguish between physical danger and social danger. Researchers discovered that social rejection activates many of the same neural regions involved in physical pain. To your nervous system, humiliation is not metaphorically painful. It is biologically painful. And from an evolutionary perspective, this makes perfect sense. A human rejected by the tribe thousands of years ago became vulnerable very quickly. Lonely humans died more easily, which means evolution trained the brain to take social mistakes extremely seriously, even tiny ones. That's why one awkward sentence can haunt you for years. Your brain isn't trying to remember reality accurately, it's trying to prevent future rejection. But here's the fascinating part. Most embarrassing moments aren't actually that important. The human brain dramatically exaggerates how much other people notice us. Psychologists call this the spotlight effect. In a famous experiment, researchers made students walk into a classroom wearing an embarrassingly uncool t-shirt, and then they asked the students to estimate how many people noticed it. The students believed around half the room noticed. In reality, only a small percentage did. Most people were too busy thinking about themselves. And this happens constantly. You think everybody noticed your awkward pause, your typo, or your failed joke. Meanwhile, most people forgot it almost immediately because they're too busy worrying about their own embarrassing moments. Human beings live trapped inside their own mental spotlight, and social media made this dramatically worse. For almost all of human history, embarrassment was temporary. You embarrassed yourself around a campfire. Maybe 30 people saw it, and then the moment disappeared forever. But modern humans now live under permanent social observation. Embarrassing moments can be recorded, replayed, posted online, and shared globally. Humans evolved for tribes, not audiences. Your nervous system was designed for small groups under firelight, not infinite digital exposure. and the result is constant self-consciousness. Researchers have found that social anxiety has increased significantly in younger generations, partly because humans now experience something evolution never prepared us for: continuous social evaluation, likes, views, followers, comments. Humans were never designed to feel watched all the time. For most of history, there were huge stretches of life where nobody observed you at all. No cameras, no profiles, no endless comparison. Now, many people exist in a near constant state of self-awareness, always wondering how they appear to other people. And embarrassment feeds directly into this system. But embarrassment does something even deeper than fear. It attacks your identity. If you trip and fall alone in an empty room, it hurts physically. But if you trip in front of 200 people, the emotional pain becomes far worse. Why? Because embarrassment forces you to imagine yourself through the eyes of others. Psychologists call this the looking glass self, the idea that humans partly build their identity from how they believe other people see them. Part of your self-image exists outside of you, inside imagined opinions. And humans think about this constantly. Your brain continuously simulates social judgment, even when nobody is judging you at all. This ability is actually one of the things that makes humans unique. Many animals experience fear or aggression, but embarrassment requires something more advanced: self-awareness, the ability to imagine another person's thoughts about you. And children don't fully experience embarrassment until they develop stronger self-awareness. Very young children can behave strangely without caring at all, but eventually something changes. They become aware of other minds, other opinions, other judgments, and suddenly embarrassment appears. But here's the strange contradiction. Embarrassment feels terrible, yet humans actually trust embarrassed people more. Researchers have found that people who display genuine embarrassment after making mistakes are often viewed as more likable and trustworthy, because embarrassment signals awareness. It tells the group, I understand the social rules. I know I made a mistake. I'm still part of the group, which means embarrassment evolved not just to punish social mistakes, but also to repair them. It's a social repair mechanism. But there's another reason embarrassing memories become so strong. Negative experiences are remembered more intensely than positive ones. Psychologists call this negativity bias. From an evolutionary perspective, remembering danger mattered more than remembering comfort. So the brain evolved to prioritize negative experiences, especially socially negative experiences. And embarrassing moments combine multiple powerful systems at once: fear, stress hormones, self-awareness, identity, and social threat, which makes them incredibly memorable. But here's something even stranger. Most embarrassing memories become more painful over time, not less. Because every time you replay the memory, your brain slightly rewrites it, usually exaggerating parts of it. You imagine people judging you more harshly than they actually did. Over time, the emotional version of the memory becomes larger than the actual event itself. A tiny, awkward moment slowly transforms into a personal, psychological horror movie. And eventually, you realize something important. Most people barely remember your embarrassing moments at all. Think about someone you knew years ago. Can you remember their most embarrassing moment? Probably not, but they can. Perfectly. Just like you can remember yours. Everyone's carrying around their own invisible collection of shame, entire archives of awkward moments nobody else remembers, which creates one of the strangest illusions in human psychology. We believe other people think about us far more than they actually do. In reality, most people are too busy thinking about themselves, just like you are. And maybe that's the saddest part of embarrassment. Not the moment itself, but the years of suffering afterward. Humans spend enormous amounts of emotional energy replaying moments the world has already forgotten. Tiny moments become emotional ghosts that follow people for decades. But maybe your brain isn't malfunctioning. Maybe it's simply ancient, because the human nervous system still carries instincts from a world that no longer exists. A world where social rejection truly could destroy your future, and your brain still thinks you're living there. Tonight, when your mind suddenly drags up an embarrassing memory from years ago, remember this: your brain preserved that memory because your ancestors survived by avoiding social mistakes. Embarrassment helped humans stay connected long enough to survive dangerous environments filled with predators and uncertainty. But yet you are not living in that world anymore. You are not standing around a fire trying to avoid exile from your tribe. You're lying in bed in the modern world, reliving a moment your brain still treats like a survival threat. And somewhere deep inside your nervous system, a prehistoric version of you still believes social rejection is the same thing as death.